Thank you so much, Lisa, for coming by today at our podcast booth. I'm so excited to have a quick chat with you today about some of the fun facts that we've learned from our most recent research study. So recently, Lenovo interviewed over 600 senior IT leaders about generative AI, workplace transformation, all the cool, fun stuff that's going on in technology right now in businesses, right? So if you would like, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself really quickly, what you do. And right after that, I'll have you pick a question from this deck and we'll have a bit of a chat about it.
Thank you. Lisa, I work within our European part of our global organization at Ricoh. I'm involved in go-to-market and enablement across our digital portfolio.
Okay.
Been with Ricoh for just over 9 years in a variety of different roles.
Amazing. So in a 9-year span of time, is it fair to say that technology has changed a lot?
Absolutely.
Right?
It's evolved significantly, and I think the sort of past 3 years, particularly around the whole Gen AI piece, has just entered another cycle of acceleration again. So we are seeing much more complexity, we're seeing much more opportunity. We're really starting to see, both internally and out in our customer base, a whole host of different things, from questioning where to use the different technology, how to make sure that you've got good return on investment, and also more and more out to the keynote speech from just this morning around how do customers make sure that they're not just completely overwhelming their people with technology that just doesn't quite deliver what it says on the tin.
Right. That overwhelm is a really key issue that I think workplaces are trying to navigate right now. Okay, well, let's get into that. Maybe our question from the deck will be around that, maybe not.
Okay.
So I'm going to mix these cards up, and then I'll have you pick one from the deck. All right, here you go.
Thank you.
And then you can go ahead and hand it over to me whenever you've picked your question.
Thank you.
All right, great. So here's our card. The topic is on change management and skills in the workplace. So in the Lenovo Work Reborn research report, it was noted that a lack of skills training can slow down workplace transformation. Kind of what you were talking about actually a little bit earlier, overwhelm, or, there's a lot going on. So how can organizations better prepare employees to thrive in AI-powered workplaces?
That's a really good question. So I think the obvious things are that people have a lot of the skills because there's so much going on. They don't realize how to translate those skills into the whole technology side of things. So for businesses and tech leaders and the business side of the leadership communities, it's around how do you show people that they already have the bridges available, and that they're not sort of behind on training, they're not behind on learning necessarily, but also that they have complementary skills that lead themselves and lend themselves well to both areas. It's around, I think, taking a step back for businesses. There's been this sort of hype cycle of people fearing missing out on transformation and innovation. And actually, the changes that are happening now are more complementary. So businesses can take a bit of time to let things bed in. Don't be constantly changing the tech stack. Don't be constantly changing the business strategy.
Because how can you innovate if you're just constantly changing? Like you just are shuffling around.
You can't. You've got to leave it long enough now to see what your return is, and it's not necessarily got to be a financial ROI, but actually a employee satisfaction return on investment is really important as well, and making people feel as though they're part of the journey. That whole experience piece is becoming more and more prevalent, I think, for businesses everywhere, and they're just not necessarily sure how to do that and how to make that really real for their people. So I would say they're the focus areas. Show people what they already know, show them how to optimize the tools that are available, take a bit of a step back and slow down sometimes and let things bed in before you move to the next tech piece.
Employee experience is huge, because if employees feel empowered, they're enabled, then that will lead to ROI somewhere down the line. It may not happen in that moment, but
Yeah.
you need your team to feel confident, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the keynote this morning, Tori and Jason spoke quite a bit about this, but the payback component is really important. If your people are not engaged, then they disengage from the technology, and that in and of itself ruins any return that you would have. They will find ways to circumnavigate what they're using. People are so used to using apps and technology in their personal lives for various different things, they don't even recognize they're doing it.
Right.
But those apps are so much more intuitive than the ones that have translated over to the workplace. We've got to be better as organizations for our customers in making that translation really realistic and apparent.
Amazing. Shall we pull another card?
Yeah, please do.
Fantastic. Let's see what we have in store.
Okay, for this one.
Okay.
Oh, long.
A long one. Anyways, so this topic is generative AI
Uh-huh.
personalization.
Oh, wow.
Weren't we just talking about that? So the Lenovo Reborn research report found that 89% of senior IT leaders see digital workplace transformation as the key to enabling generative AI. 89%, okay? So what's one way you think Gen AI can most immediately benefit the workforce?
I think so. This is an easy one for me
Yes.
to answer. I'm really not surprised that it's 89% of senior IT leaders. It absolutely is going to be prevalent in everybody's day-to-day lives. I think the one thing that can immediately affect benefit is to show people how to weave it into their everyday activities, because Gen AI can completely remove boring, painful searches, desktop analysis, looking around to see which preferred providers or which technology or how to write a report and grab your data. It takes away all of that boring so that people can just do things that are more interesting. And that grows into the learning and development side of things for people as well.
And I think, is it fair to say that if the employees are excited to work on what they're working on, that they'll do better because
Yeah.
they're engaged in
Absolutely.
the tasks, right?
Absolutely, yeah. If if you've got a team of people who are not confident in what they're doing and they feel that they're being left behind, that has a drag on people, the way people feel confident in the workplace. And I think, to make it more interesting, to give people time back to do better things with their time, to reconnect with organizations and their people, the whole hybrid return to office thing rolls on forever and ever. So as it becomes a bit of a norm, anything that frees up people's time to do better things is a massive advantage to companies.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by
having
the
me.
booth and chatting with me. If any of you are interested in learning more about the study and any of the conversations that we're having throughout this event, make sure you subscribe and check out our channel and check out the Lenovo Reborn research report and the description below. Thank you so much.